It's been a year now since Governor Mike DeWine signed House Bill 288, now pushing for stricter distracted driving laws. And since then, Ohio State Highway Patrol and other state leaders have been cracking down on those who use their cell phones when behind the wheel. Gwyneth Falloon caught up with the OSHP and ODOT to see how things are progressing 12 months later.
Thousands of people drive on the Ohio roadways each and every day, sadly resulting in nearly 56,000 distracted driving crashes from 2018 through 2023. But OSHP says it's finally starting to see some positive results a year after the state's distracted driving law took effect.
It's very encouraging. That's what we want to see, but we want to continue to drive that number down.
OSHP reporting the most optimistic distracted driving numbers since 2018.
Last year in 2023, there was only 28 fatal crashes that were distracted driving related, which was the lowest of the 5-year look back period.
But Sergeant Tyler Ross says that was nearly 30 crashes and deaths that could have been prevented.
That's a decision that we're making because that text message can wait.
Since April of 2023, OSHP has been cracking down on those who choose to use their phones while behind the wheel.
You're driving a multi-1,000-pound car down the roadway. That's a deadly weapon, and it's proven that it's killing people, and it's taking people's lives and seriously injuring people.
Putting your phone and any other distractions away is not just a safety precaution for you and your passengers. It's critical to keeping other drivers, pedestrians, and anyone else who may be on the road safe.
We were hit 56 times all of 2023. Already we're at 43 hits in 2024.
ODOT crews are continuing to see drivers using devices, which Matt Bruning says is infuriating.
We can build our work zones to be safer. We can certainly
We have gotten there. Let's see if we can get this way. There we go. All right, we made it over there. We're tired. It's been a long week with the eclipse and everything.
It has, yeah.
Thankfully, the eclipse was on Monday and not later in the week.
Right. Any other day of the week
Pretty
would have
much
not been a good day. Now, tomorrow would be a good day for an eclipse. We got lots of sun in the forecast, but it was a windy one today. Finally, those clouds and showers have really started to clear out, but it was a breezy one. Check out these wind gusts, 52-mile-per-hour wind gusts reported in Dayton earlier today. We even saw a few thunderstorms push through that had some gustier winds with them. 39-mile-per-hour wind gusts up in Wapakoneta. And for now, it's a lot calmer. Got a 24-mile-per-hour wind gust in Springfield, and we'll continue to see those winds calm just a little bit overnight, although a little breezy this weekend still. Got 50s across the board, 50 in Dayton, 50 in Troy, and tonight we'll drop into the lower 40s. Skies continue to clear, a little bit of a breeze, but coming up, I'll have a look at the rest of the weekend's forecast and what next week is looking like too.
Several schools across the Miami Valley, they're performing at the WGI Color Guard World Championships this weekend. We now know Kettering Fairmont was the only school in our area to make it to the Scholastic A Finals, which is happening tonight. Now, for Scholastic Open Class Finals tomorrow, Northmont is tied for third, Centerville second, less than a half a point behind first place. For Scholastic World Class Finals tomorrow, Bellbrook is in 12th, Miamisburg in 11th. We spoke with one performer who expressed just how much she values the relationships she's built with her team.
I love it. I've been doing it my whole life. I've been doing it since 4th grade, elementary, and I just have grown up with a lot of these people, and these people are my best friends. So I just love spending time with them, and performing on the big stage is amazing.
Now again, the finals set to take place tomorrow at UD Arena. This weekend's competition is just for color guard. Winds and percussion will compete next weekend. A spaghetti fundraiser dinner held tonight in Sydney for a local cancer fighter. 12-year-old Chad Nolan Jr., aka CJ, has autism and is battling a rare form of soft tissue sarcoma. Only about 80 people a year are diagnosed with this. CJ just came out of surgery to remove 2 brain tumors. One is still in his head. So the community came together tonight behind them to help raise money for CJ's medical bills, care for CJ's brother who has congestive heart failure, and gas to and from the hospital.
The team that I have has been amazing.
Yeah, his cancer team is just out of this world. It's not if we beat it, when we beat it. Any of the money we have left, we're going to when we're cancer-free for so many years, or donating back into the community for another family.
Those that couldn't make it tonight or didn't want to eat dropped off donations earlier to help. The family says they can't thank everyone enough for all their help and support. Their main message: no one fights alone. This is nuts. A 15-year-old girl has broken a state record tonight. Hear about her massive catch from the Ohio River. That is next.
Plus, I'm tracking our breezy conditions for the weekend and what next week is looking like too. That's coming up. Here's a live look from our Eco Plumber Skycam. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
"15-year-old Jalen Parker has been fishing for as long as she can remember, but this past Sunday on the backwaters of New Richmond, Ohio, she netted the catch of a lifetime, and it's breaking state records tonight. Adam Clements shares that story.
I picked up the jug and I started pulling on it, and he tugged once real hard, and I was like, this might be a pretty good fish. He was yanking on me, my hands were getting caught in the line, and then I finally got all of the debris untangled from the line, and I pulled him up, and he just rolled to his side, and I started screaming. I was like, this is a big fish, this is a big fish.
Along with family friend Jeff Sam, Jalen's mom, Kristen, was also there to see it all.
And I'm like, oh God, maybe this is a big fish. And then they brought it over, and I had to help them, lift it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So right away we knew that it was probably a state record, so we called the Ohio Division of Wildlife. A fish like this, if it is a state record, you have to get it certified on an auditor scale.
So just how big was this big fish?
He was 56 6.5 inches long, and he was 39.5 girth.
And he weighed?
And he weighed 101.11.
Releasing the Ohio State record blue cat. He is still very alive.
It's just amazing to me how interested people are in this. I didn't think it was that big of a deal at first until all these people started reaching out. I was like, maybe this is a bigger deal than I really thought it was.
That is a big fish, that's for sure. Hey, heading out there for this weekend, maybe a good weekend for some fishing because we do have some nice weather on the way. A little breezy, drier than we have been, but here's a look at what's to our southwest. Got a few showers still lingering across the area. Bigger picture here, we got our area of low pressure heading out, drier air filtering in. Still a little breezy, but heading overnight we'll drop into the 40s. Chilly start tomorrow, but 60s tomorrow afternoon. Hardly a cloud in the sky. And then heading into our Sunday, a little bit more cloud cover. We got 70s Sunday afternoon, as well as a slight chance for a shower late into the day on Sunday as well. I'll talk about what we're looking like for next week coming up.
One person has died after a semi rammed into a Texas Department of Safety building this afternoon. Happened just northwest of Houston. Police say the driver of a stolen semi deliberately crashed into the building while being followed by deputies. Investigators say he visited the office the day before and was denied a commercial driver's license.
Today we are reminded that those that service in public, it's a dangerous job. Someone that goes to work today to issue driver's license can literally trigger someone to create an act of violence like the one that we see across the street.
At least 16 people were hurt, several in critical condition. The suspect was pulled from that truck, taken into custody. Deputies say he will be charged with several felonies. Well, here's a live look from our nation's Capitol building tonight, where the House has passed a bill reauthorizing the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act known as FISA. Now, the measure passed with widespread bipartisan support, but it did not come without chaotic infighting. A group of hardline conservatives blocked the measure from getting to the floor earlier this week. Today, they held a vote on a separate measure to require a warrant for any data collection on Americans. It gained support from far-right and far-left members, but ultimately failed. The floor debate got heated.
Holy cow! Pretty soon this is going to be everybody gets to get searched for any darn reason they want. That's not how it works in America, at least not how it's supposed to work.
702 is about collecting data and information on foreigners abroad. You have to be both. You have to be a foreigner and you have to be abroad.
Now, hardliners argue the tool has been used to spy on people like former President Donald Trump. Others argue that requirement would prevent U.S. intelligence from detecting threats fast enough. Now the Senate needs to vote on the measure before its April 19th deadline. House Speaker Mike Johnson alongside Donald Trump tonight to announce new legislation that would require proof of citizenship to vote in federal elections. Now, it is already illegal for non-citizens to vote in federal elections, but the two argue that strict voting requirements are needed because of the recent surge in migrants at border crossings. Johnson claims the Biden administration is orchestrating the crossings in order to turn migrants into voters.
Right now, the administration is encouraging illegals to go to their local welfare office to sign up for benefits. Well, guess what? When you go to a welfare office, they also ask you if you would like to register to vote. And so many people, we think, are going to do that.
Now, there's been less than 100 recorded instances of non-citizens voting between 2002 and 2022. A Manhattan court will start jury selection in the hush money criminal case against former President Trump Monday. A dozen jurors are set to become the first Americans to decide judgment against an ex-president charged of a crime. This trial is among the first 4 criminal prosecutions against him. If convicted, Trump faces up to 4 years in prison. Here's a live look from our Eco Plumbers Sky Cam over Beaver Creek on this Friday evening. Let's check in with Natalie on the Watson's Weather Patio.
Well, a little chilly, a little breezy out here right now, but calmer than we were earlier today as far as precipitation goes. That, for the most part, has made its way out. But the winds, they're going to continue. It's going to be a little breezy. For tomorrow, we'll see some wind gusts, potentially 25, even up to 30 miles per hour. And then as we head into our Sunday, perhaps some even stronger wind gusts closer to 30 miles per hour. But that being said, it's also going to be pretty mild. We have warmer weather in the forecast over these next several days. So 60s return tomorrow. So we'll be back above normal. or right around normal, I should say, for this time of the year. And then heading into next week, lots of 70s, mid 70s. It does cool down late next week, though, so we'll have a look at our 7-day coming up.
Today is National Grilled Cheese Day, and Yellow Cab Tavern celebrated by holding its first food truck rally of the year. All the fun variations offered, plus why the event is so important to local business. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now. Today is National Grilled Cheese Day, and Yellow Cab Tavern celebrated by throwing its first food truck rally of the year. More than 20 vendors sold all kinds of special variations like lobster grilled cheese, pizza grilled cheese, even a grilled cheese egg roll.
It's a great opportunity to check out a ton of small businesses in one place. If supporting locals your thing, it's a great way to just try a ton of things from a ton of different up-and-coming local businesses.
Now, this is the 11th season of the Yellow Cab Tavern's food truck rallies. Coming up this year, there's a Taco Fest, Seafood Fest, the fan favorite Mac and Cheese Fest, and a Birria Fest, so there's something for everyone. Well, after an unplanned off day on Thursday, the Cincinnati Reds beginning their first multi-stop road trip of the season. Would it be a winning start Friday in Chicago? Matt Digby is in next to let us know. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Hello, I'm Matt Digby. This is the Bob's Discount Furniture Sports Desk, and this segment begins tonight with breaking news and very sad news. University of Dayton has announced Don Donaher has passed away at the age of 92. Donaher began his time in Dayton in the 1950s. He played 3 years varsity basketball under Tom Blackburn. Then in 1963, he was an assistant and later interim head coach when Blackburn had to leave his position. Donaher then took the job full-time in 1964, and over 25 years, he led the Flyers to 437 total wins. They reached the NCAA tournament championship game back in 1967. They won the NIT the following year. Anthony Grant, the current head coach, played for Donaher in the 1980s, and we will have more tomorrow and throughout the weekend. But again, breaking news tonight, Don Donaher has passed away at the age of 92. Meanwhile, the Cincinnati Reds were on the road tonight at the Chicago White Sox after 2 losses earlier this week to the Milwaukee Brewers, and it would be a promising start for the visitors. Will Benson would hit a first-inning double. He would later move to third. Christian Encarnacion Strand sending a fly ball to right that's deep enough for the sacrifice fly. Benson putting the Reds on the board, and then in the top of the third inning, it's a 2-0 lead until Ellie De La Cruz sends a no-doubter to right center. It's several rows up for a 3-run shot, and the Reds have a 5-0 lead. Very next batter will be Tyler Stevenson. He goes with a fly ball to right field that clears the wall for another home run, a 6-0 lead. Andrew Abbott would do well on the mound. He does give up 1 run, but in the bottom of the 5th, the infield able to turn a 5-4-3 double play as Abbott would go 7 innings on Friday, and the Reds would continue their success on offense. Cincinnati opens the multi-stop road trip with a Friday win, 11-1 the final. Dayton Dragons continue their series in Cedar Rapids. They bounced back with a Friday win, down 1 in the 9th, but Cam Collier with the go-ahead 3-run home run, his second of the year. Hector Rodriguez and Ruben Ibarra also with an RBI each. This week's series currently level at 2 games apiece. The Dragons finish with games on Saturday and Sunday before returning home on Tuesday. This month, the Tippecanoe High School community remembering Carson Robbins a year after his passing. He competed in both football and wrestling, but beyond his success on the field and mat, he is still remembered fondly by those connected to the Red Devils.
We think about him daily. We've got a few reminders.
Remembering Carson Robbins, a friend, family member, and student athlete. April marks 1 year since he passed away from an illness, but his impact on the Tip City community still remains.
Carson was a bright light for everybody. Anytime you see that number 8, you think of Carson and the joy and happiness, and he could make light of any situation.
And over the past 12 months, those connected to the Red Devils paying tribute to Carson in various ways. On Friday, Red Devil football players wearing custom t-shirts with Robbins' number 8.
People didn't do it to just do it. They did it because Carson meant something to them. And that's the great thing about living in a small community like we have here at Tip, is it is a tight-knit community. And when somebody's hurting, we're all hurting. It was just great walking down the hallway and you would see that number 8 and it's like, boom, positive thoughts just popped into your head.
The Red Devils football team creating a Carson